Brewers log, brew date, March 13th. So, I've had an interesting week. Noticed that my 2 jugs using Stevens cider or Stevens honey in the treetop cider had cleared already. So because of a camp out this weekend, I finally got them brewed tonight on Sunday and found that they were very, very dry. So ended up back sweetening both of those with an extra cup of honey per each. Tasted really good once I put the extra honey into it, and I put them into cold crash. I also racked the let's see, what is that? The pomegranate cider that I had made. Tasted really good, kind of like a nice table red wine. And that has been racked, and that is also in the fridge to cold crash. And I also racked one of my 360 ciders that ended up using white sugar that was made at the same time as the others. And I believe also used the SO5 yeast that I had. And we found it at least had some sweetness left to it. It's currently in the back right there because I ran out of room in the fridge. So it may ferment a little bit more, but it still at least has some sweetness. The pomegranate still had some sweetness to it, so it wasn't too dry as we found with the 2 treetop ciders. But also the whole row here in the front, these have been in less than 2 weeks, or I guess these are from 224, so they've been almost or a little over 2 weeks now. And they, as you can see, all of them have nicely cleared. This one still has some bubbles, but the rest of them have cleared, almost no bubbles, and I'm seeing no real bubbles coming up through the aerator. So hopefully tomorrow I'll finish racking these and can put them back into here as secondaries. As I've been amazed at how quickly some of these are clearing, and I'm going to the idea that once they clear, it's probably time to rack. As you can see on my treetops from earlier this week, they're still bubbling along quite nicely. So as long as they're bubbling, they're going to stay. But I've got some that I started on 3.3 that they're really starting to clear and no real bubbles from them. And I've got some from 3.2 that have already started to clear quite nicely. So I got quite a few to rack, and I really don't have the bottles to bottle them. So most of these may get racked to a secondary and capped, and instead of even trying to bottle them, the few that I really want to try or show off, I plan to bottle. Friday I did do a tasting and with some of my friends at work, and they really enjoyed the both of the gingers. The ginger with the using the L cider, or the I believe it was the SO4, it has a very good nice taste to it. Though most of them like the using the cuvee yeast in it because it had been back sweetened, so it had a little more sweetness to it. So that one came out really well and was really liked. I do have to say I like the back sweetened cuvee yeast. That's part of the reason that when I bottled the ones from the Stevens and honey, I went ahead and put in the extra cup of honey because I like a little bit of sweetness to there, and I think the Stevens honey, when I used that cup at the end, made it just sweet enough. So now we'll see when it cold crashes how it comes out, and hopefully they don't carbonate too much before I get a chance to bottle them, and I can let Walt have a chance of trying the cider out with a little bit of sweetness to it, and we'll see where it goes from there. But I thought I'd give an update since I haven't had much time to get a whole lot done other than those 4 that I got bottled. We've got quite a bit drink over the last week since several of the ciders ended up finishing their carbonation, and they came out quite nicely. Alright, bye.